welcome to another video. And I know it's been a little bit since I've put up a video. I'm right now behind the scenes. Quickly, I'll just tell you I'm working on God of War Ragnarok. I have another review that I'm hoping to get out early next week. This game just kind of overtook so much that I actually haven't even really played Scorn more than like maybe an hour of it. So this game that I'm talking about, and I will have a full review of it up shortly, is Arcade Paradise. I have nothing but great things to say. It's one of my favorite games of the year, and I can't wait to get that video out to you guys. But this video is not a video that I expected to make anytime soon, and B, not a pleasant topic to discuss. But I've been kind of gathering my thoughts since it's been a week now since this news broke, since this hit, and it's definitely something that hit me pretty hard when it first came to be, and that is the passing of legendary voice actor Kevin Conroy, who is most famously known for being the definitive voice of Batman, and I do not say that lightly. I'm not the only person that will ever say this. There's many people that will agree with me and say this. When you read a comic book, when you read any Batman story today, the voice you hear in your head, if you've ever watched the animated Batman series or the various animated movies that he did the voice for Batman, this is the voice you hear. And it's wild. This is a man that died way too soon. I believe he was 66. I want to say it was cancer, which we've talked about cancer on the channel. You know, I have animals. I had one cat that died of cancer. I put up a video about that last year. I have another cat that currently does have cancer, that he's going through that battle, so I'm very familiar with the struggles of cancer, and I just it was unbelievable, like, reading that. And I wanted to just make a video about it because, I mean, obviously, look behind me. You see all the Batman shit. Just even on that shelf. I mean, that doesn't even compare to how much Batman shit that I have, or my girlfriend. My girlfriend's also a diehard Batman fan. We together collectively have a lot of Batman memorabilia and stuff in this house. We are diehard Batman fans. And nothing, to me, no one has ever done the performance of Batman better than Kevin Conroy. Even looking at live action actors who have embodied the role, like, obviously I'm always going to cling to Michael Keaton because that was my first Batman. I know a lot of people that grew up in the 80s prior to Michael Keaton would say Adam West. I have no disrespect for anybody that's gotten in the role of Batman. Even while I would tell you that George Clooney was not a very good Batman. He wasn't the worst Bruce Wayne either, but he was not a good Batman. But I don't have any disrespect for anybody that's, put on the cape and cowl, so to speak. But Kevin Conroy, he brought something to that role that I don't think any live action version has, which is just a sense of humanity and a sense of it being a believable person. This was an actor who could, like, gravitate towards, like, the softer side in some episodes of that animated series, and some of the more challenging aspects, some of the more challenging episodes that deal with some pretty hardcore topics for the time and day that this show aired. This was a show that aired in the early to mid to late 90s. And this is a cartoon I grew up with. I mean, other than the 89 Batman being my introduction, and a lot of people my age's introduction to Batman, having a cartoon version was already a huge thing to just continue my lifelong love affair with the character. But animated series, I think, is one of the most well-regarded kids animated series. I mean, you can go back, you can watch it today. The episodes of that show are fucking timeless. Like, there's so many good episodes. I can't even point to, I hesitate to point to even just one, because every episode of that show is just borderline incredible. And it goes without saying that that show wouldn't exist at the capacity that it does because of Kevin Conroy's performance as Batman. Obviously, later on, he would voice Batman in various other projects, including the now very well celebrated Arkham Knight trilogy, or I should say Arkham Asylum trilogy. You know, he and Mark Hamill returned to their respective roles with Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. Those all are excellent games to varying degrees. And it's, you know, he also voiced him in Injustice, and it's sad because now, you know, even if you make another Arkham game, and it doesn't seem like that's going to happen because Rocksteady is busy doing Rocksteady Studios is busy doing the Suicide Squad game. WB Montreal just put out that not very good Gotham Knights game that seems to not want to have Batman in it, but focus on everybody else. I haven't personally played it. I'm waiting until that game is extremely cheap and has many patches, because it sounds like a nightmare. But someday I will play that game. But the point here is that this man is so well respected for what he did and what he brought to this character. I mean, this is a gigantic part of my childhood growing up, was coming home from school, watching that show. I believe it was on Fox Kids. Every afternoon. Usually it was like 4 or 4:30 where I lived, in the state of Illinois. So it's wild. Like I broke down pretty hard, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't made this video in a week, because every time I've thought about it, it's gotten better each day, but like this is a huge loss for me, and I don't really like gravitate towards celebrity losses very often, but I mean, I look at it this way, like for me, it's almost like people that grew up with like Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers or something. I mean, the character of Batman was kind of my version of that. And I don't think I would have the love affair with the character of Batman to the degree that I did in the 90s, and I do still to this day, if it wasn't for the animated series and Kevin Conroy's performance. I mean, yes, your parents, typically speaking, and this doesn't always happen, your parents are supposed to be the ones that teach you right from wrong. Again, it doesn't always happen. People don't always get born into families like that. I was lucky enough to be born into one like that. But this character of Batman, you know, kind of helped reinforce that for me growing up. And I know a lot of people gravitated towards other cartoons to varying degree during the late 80s and early 90s. For me, the animated series was that cartoon for me. So, and I mean, like I said, even still, like, I threw that entire Scott Snyder run on the Batman comics, like his 1 through 50 run. Every time I read an issue of that, Kevin Conroy's voice is what I heard. You know, every time you even think about the character in any regard, for me, that's the voice that I hear in my head, because that's the voice that I associate with Batman. Even though we have all these other various performances, you know, even most recently, you know, Robert Pattinson, who did a fucking phenomenal job as Batman in The Batman, you know, that came out earlier this year. You have Ben Affleck. I mean, every one of these actors has done something great with Batman, but none of them even close to Kevin Conroy. And it's crazy, because this is a person who, other than that one weird appearance on, I think it was Batwoman, the CW show, which I never watched, never embodied the character in live action. You know, this is an animated role. And also, it's important to note, played really well off of Mark Hamill as the Joker. I mean, the two of them back and forth, like some of the most incredible, like, acting between two actors in any kind of animation or even live action. So, it's an incredible loss. It's, for me, it was, you know, it really brought me down hard, because, like, again, it's Batman, you know, and to me, you know, other than like Michael Keaton, that Kevin Conroy, he is Batman to me. He always has been, and it's crazy. So I just wanted to put a video out, kind of just a little bit of tribute, give my thoughts to, because it is a Batman related thing, and I always want to talk about Batman related things on my channel. So there it is. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Like, you, incredible person. Go read about him. Go read about his journey as Batman and his personal life, because I think it's an incredible story. And it's not only that the character of Batman needed a voice like Kevin Conroy. I think Kevin Conroy needed a voice like Batman's. The part of when he got that role at that juncture in his life. They put out an excellent illustrated cartoon story earlier this year, and I believe DC has now put it up for free online. You can go read it. It tells all about his story. It's quite something to read. Highly recommend go reading that. But that's it for this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought. What's your favorite Batman if you're a huge Batman fan? It could be live action. It could be animated. I mean, there's been various other actors that have done Batman in animation as well, in terms of voice acting. But again, none of them can hold a candle to Kevin Conroy. As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time.